Welcome to the Carbon Copy podcast Running Out of Time special. I'm Isabel Sparrow, and this is a special warm-up episode to get us ready for the relay, which kicks off on the 6th of June. Carbon Copy is one of the lead partners for the Climate Relay. As a charity all about big thinking local action for climate and nature, this event is something we're really proud to support. It brings together people of all different backgrounds from all over Great Britain, and it highlights the brilliant things people are doing collectively in their local communities with their sports clubs, schools, colleagues and through councils to address the climate crisis and to protect nature. Today, I'm joined by the co-founder of the Running Out of Time Relay, Jamie Hay, to hear more about this exciting and inspiring event. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Hi, Isabel. I'm very well, thank you.
So Carbon Copy has been involved with Running Out of Time since the first event back in 2022. For the benefit of anyone listening who isn't familiar with the relay, can you tell us what it's all about?
The Running Out of Time Relay was established in 2022. It first of all was a 7,500 kilometre relay across 18 nations from Glasgow, Scotland to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. And so it was connecting the two host nations of COP26 to COP27. And we took a message from young people that was placed inside the baton, and a message that was asking for universal quality climate education. And we wanted to take that message to heads of states. But we didn't want to just drive it there or fly it there. We wanted to move the baton without the use of fossil fuels. And so we plotted a route across 18 nations and wiggled our way through these countries, passing it from runner to runner, cyclist to cyclist, sailing it across the Channel and the Mediterranean, and eventually delivering it in time for the COP27.
So that was the first relay, and that was obviously pretty epic and 24 hours a day. And then last year, it was a slightly different beast. So can you tell us a bit more about what it looks like now?
Last year, we decided to evolve it a little bit. We sort of reflected inwards and thought, what more can we do here in the UK? And so the relay last year took place from Ben Nevis to Big Ben, 30 days. And we passed the relay baton across roughly about 40 counties. And this time, we really wanted to try and spend more time learning about the projects and the work that people were doing, spend more time visiting schools and delivering assemblies and trying to get the media involved. And so that was a really important part of last year's event. And thankfully it was really successful. We had, I think, over 5,000 people take part. And because of its success, we're excited to bring it back again this year.
And I guess, it's an interesting and an exciting event, and I can see why there would be media interest and people would be keen to get involved. But you sort of call it Britain's biggest sporting celebration of climate action and nature. And I guess the link between sport and climate action doesn't necessarily feel that obvious to most people. And I guess I kind of want to know why you think it's important to raise awareness about climate change and about the destruction of nature in the sporting sector. It sort of doesn't necessarily feel like the most obvious place to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we've learned along the way is, what better way than to kind of engage people in what's happening in our climate and what's happening to our nature than through the hobbies that they already love. And so, so many of our sports take place outdoors. So many of our sports are going to be impacted by what's happening with climate change. And so it's a perfect fit for us, using sport and lots of different ways of moving their baton to kind of traverse the country. And it really kind of connects the two, sport and climate change, really nicely. So not only do we run, we cycle, we walk, but we've kayaked, we're paragliding, we are wild water swimming. We probably have about a dozen different sporting activities that we use to move the baton across the country. And it's a really nice way to kind of get people involved through the hobby that they already love.
You've had some incredible names involved, some pretty famous athletes, but also some really inspiring people on a local level. Can you tell us about that?
Some of the people that have taken part have really inspired us along the way, and the way in which they kind of embrace the relay and kind of make it their own and make the stage really special for their community is really powerful. We had last year the Care Leavers group that took part invited all of their soon-to-be students to be a part of the event. So really created a beautiful 1 kilometre stage that was very inclusive, and that's something that we see in lots of different places across the UK as we move around. We've had people that have taken on their first ultra marathon through the event, and run more than one stage. This year we've got someone cycling 150 kilometres for us overnight. Some of the lengths that people go to help move this baton across the country is really extraordinary. It always blows my mind, despite how long we've been doing it now, is that people still show up at a given place at a given time to wait for the participant before them to arrive with the baton and for them to carry it on for their stage. So lots of amazing people take part. We're grateful for every single person that does take part, and this year I'm sure there's going to be many more really inspiring people that get involved.
This year is similar to last year, but is there anything sort of particularly exciting or different that you're looking forward to about this particular relay?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year is a little bit different again. We looked inwards, what worked really well, and what did we want to improve on. And so the things that really stood out for us were getting more young people involved. And so that's been a real focus this year. We're going to visit in person 50 schools during the 29 days of the event. We are launching this year, instead of at the summit of Ben Nevis, we'll be launching at Lochaber High School in Fort William, which is said to be the most scenic school in Scotland. And hundreds of students there are going to kick us off in style, hopefully complete with bagpipes and some incredible music as well. So that was a real focus this year. Try and get more young people involved, visit more schools, deliver more assemblies, have more impact as we're going, learn from them what they want to see in their future. And this year's also really key because of the general election. And so we've got a message in the baton that is being developed at the moment. We're working in partnership with the Climate Coalition's new campaign, which is United for People, Climate and Nature. And so together with some of the students that are taking part, we're going to develop a message that will be placed inside the baton and read out as we go along the country and ultimately arrive at Westminster. We'll travel 2,436 kilometres across 44 counties. There's 210 stages across Britain to get involved with. And so we launch up in Fort William. We travel down through the Highlands, through to Glasgow, Edinburgh, down to Carlisle, eventually making our way across to Leeds, then Manchester, Stoke-on-Trent, Northampton, Birmingham, Nottingham, down to London, Reading, across the West Midlands, through to Worcester, Hereford, into Wales. We go to Cardiff, and then Bristol, Bath, down to Portsmouth, across to Brighton, and eventually ending up back in London. So, as I say, 210 stages across the country. We would love any viewers and listeners to get involved. This year is pay what you want, so you can take part for free, or if you'd like to make a contribution to help cover the relay costs, then that's warmly welcomed. But really, it's about getting as many people involved as possible. So stages of all distances from 1 kilometre to 153 kilometres. So there's something for everyone, and you can go online today to sign up. It's running-out-of-time.com, and so thank you for having us on.
The Carbon Copy podcast is the official podcast for the relay, and we'll be sharing new episodes as often as we can throughout the event. Our whole purpose really is to help move our audience and inspire and motivate them to get involved with more collective climate action where they live. With that in mind, can you share an example or a story of climate action that you've heard or been involved with recently that's really moved or inspired you?
Yeah, absolutely. So during last year's relay, when we arrived in Cardiff, one of the projects that we visited was the Green Squirrel Community Hub, based in central Cardiff, which is an amazing example of what can be done when you bring local residents together to care about restoring nature and to care about the climate. So they're doing lots of education work there, activities and groups and classes that people can get involved with to kind of learn more about what they can do in their daily lives to have a positive impact on the environment. And so we're really looking forward to going back there this year, and that's something that's going to be a real highlight of the relay.
We'll actually be featuring Green Squirrel on a future episode as the relay passes through Cardiff, so if you're interested to find out more, do look out for that one. Thank you so much to Jamie for chatting to me today. The relay kicks off on Thursday the 6th of June at the foot of Ben Nevis, and we'll be releasing the first full relay podcast episode the next day. Subscribe to hear the episodes as soon as they land, and do please share with everyone you can. The Carbon Copy podcast is written and presented by me, Isabel Sparrow, and our producer and editor is Bradley Ingham. You can find all our other episodes on the Carbon Copy website or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.